Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. With the Premier League season just around the proverbial corner, what better way to celebrate the fact that the league season is about to return than to look at some overpriced pieces of cloth and say whether or not I like them or not. Now you may be wondering what are my qualifications for such an endeavour, but I think you'll find, and we'll all agree, that I am a sartorially superior sort of chap, and that should answer any questions that you may have. That's not true, I dressed like it's 2012. So, I don't know, when's bloody Uggs? Are they fashionable in 2012? Are they about to be a thing again? I don't know, is plaid coming back? Bugger it, let's all just wear flares and stick some leg warmers on our arms. And why did, wars is the purpose of leg warmers, by the way? Did they serve any purpose? Surely that would get in the way of exercise, which would make it more uncomfortable than it already is. Speaking of uncomfortable, it's bloody roasting in here. It's the one day a year where Northern Ireland where the sun comes out, so I now have to wear a jacket indoors under all these lights, and I'm dripping with sweat because I got tattoos with green in them, so they'll interfere with the bloody green screen. So when your parents tell you that you'll regret tattoos later in life, then I didn't realise this was the way that they meant, but there you go. So I'm going to try and get through this as quick as possible. So of course in this video we will be jumping on the YouTube bandwagon of whenever you run out of ideas and you need something to put out. We're going to grade the Premier League kits that have been released thus far this season. We will only be discussing kits that have been released officially. There will be no leaks in this video. We only deal with facts on this channel, except for all the times I've got stuff wrong. But as of the time of recording, which is the 28th of July, I had to think about that. God, the days all roll into one. 28th of July at around 1:30. The kits that have not been released thus far are Fulham's home, I've got them written down here, are Fulham's home kit, Fulham's away kit, Chelsea's away, Leeds away, Leicester away, and Newcastle away. Those kits have not been released yet. There have been a couple of leaks, but we're not going to discuss those as we've said. There have been a few third kits of those teams released, so we're going to look at them instead. So without further ado, he's not here, Christ knows where he's at. We're going to grade every Premier League kit that has been released thus far for the 2022-23 season. I am a traditional sort of chap, so we'll start with A. Who's the first of the A's? It's only bloody Arsenal, isn't it? Looks like a fairly bog standard Arsenal kit. Can't really differentiate it from last season except for that ridiculous collar. What is the crack with that, lads? And like I say, what else can you really do with an Arsenal kit? I mean, I want them to go back to, like, what was that kit they had? Was it 2004-05? The sort of maroon number? That was bloody lovely. Bring that back. At least it'd be something a bit different. Bloody hell. Now, to be fair, I don't wear football kits, mainly because I don't want people to know I'm a Newcastle fan, but primarily because they cost a ridiculous amount of money for something that is exactly the same as last season, and nobody exemplifies that more than Arsenal. So let's just actually see how much this kit is going for. This is the bog standard version. I don't want any fancy Vapornik carry on. 70 quid! Jesus Christ! For something that looks exactly the same as last season, set with a ridiculous collar. Jesus Christ, and bloody hell, well, I think we found out where they're getting all the money for this transfers that they're doing. Jesus Christ, 70 quid. Right enough, as long as they get rid of that sort of divorce tattoo font that they have on their cup kits, you know, that stupid medieval looking thing, then fair enough, whatever. But we're going to grade this one a D for disappointing. Try harder next time, Arsenal. Their away kit, on the other hand, is significantly better. Now, you cannot go wrong with a black and gold kit. Looks bloody classy, so it does, and the sort of pattern thing on the front breaks it up quite nicely, so we're a fan of that. Well done, Arsenal. You've shown a bit of bloody, you know, but then again, Arsenal's more of a clothing brand than a football team nowadays, aren't they? But you know, I like this kit, I really do. It looks really nice. The only thing, I would put the gold on the stripes, on the Adidas stripes on the bloody shoulder. That's the word, Jesus. I think it looks really nice. I will give this one a B. Well done, Arsenal. B for beginnings of something good. I won't do this for all of them, I swear. Moving on to Aston Villa, and what was it we were literally just saying about Arsenal's home kit and the fact that you really don't have to buy last year's, because this year's kit is lazy as be damned. Aston Villa, what are you doing? Like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look bad, like, it's fine. I do like the little chevron design they've put in. That's quite nice to break it up a little bit, but as we're going to see with a few kits later on, there's an awful lot more you could do with this sort of kit to make it, you know, stand out and make it, you know, worth your whatever they're charging for it this season. Jesus. As we say, it's all right, if not a tad uninspired. I'll give it, what did I give it? I'll give it a C. There we go. The away kit, on the other hand, unlike Arsenal, this one is just a bit, it's a bit bleh, really. It's like, this just reminds me of like, it's 5 to 5 on a Friday, and everybody just wants to get home, so they're like, scribble something on the page, and there you go, that'll do. No bother at all. It's just bland, really bland. It reminds me of a PE top, like from school, just with a little bit of horrible sponsors plastered all over it. I do like the badge though, that is nice, and for that alone, I'll give it a D. There we go. Moving on to newly promoted Bournemouth, and they have released 3 kits. Isn't that good? So we can talk about those 3. We'll start with the home kit. Lads, this is really good. We have some originality, isn't that nice? I know there's not an awful lot you can do with striped kits, but this is a really nice little sort of way of trying to gussy up a striped kit. So fair bloody play, Bournemouth. It's just a shame that it's for Bournemouth, isn't it? Bournemouth. There's only one thing letting this shirt down, and it's going to be the case for a lot of kits, just kits in general. The sponsor, get rid of that immediately. Plus I wouldn't mind the collar being, black, just to kind of break up the red a little bit. But I really like this kit, Bournemouth. You've gone and got yourself a B. Moving on to the away kit, and now to be fair, I said I wanted some originality. This looks like one of those, what's those like, those canned cocktails that you get out of Asda for like 4 for like £3 that you get you wrote off in like half an hour. Looks like one of them, like some sort of coconutty, pineapple-y cocktail thing. Coconut and pineapple, jeez, that'd be awful. Would I have chosen this as an actual away kit though? Because it looks more like a third kit, because you know yourself, the third kits are generally whenever folk go a bit mad. But you know what? I like it. I really do. I'm a sucker for like blues and purples and pinks. And I really like this Bournemouth, so fair play to you. But I am going to give it a C purely because I think it should be a third kit and not an away kit. But which is a really stupid reason to give it a C, considering that I really like it. As for the third kit, see, this feels like it should be the away kit. They've done this arse about face, so they have. But this is an absolutely bloody lovely kit. I really, really like this. It's for a completely different reason than I like the home kit. This is just classy, subtle, and just it's really, really nice. There's a lot to be said for like classy simplicity, and the little white and gold touches, accents, that's the word, on the sleeves and the collar, really, really lovely. And the fact that the badge has been incorporated into this colour scheme as well, really, really good, Bournemouth. That's another B for you for your third kit. We're back in London as we go to Brentford, who in a bold move have decided to keep their home kit from last season, which I actually genuinely really applaud. Because if you're not going to make any significant differences to the home kit, why bother? Like, it seems like a slap in the face to charge your fans an extortionate amount of money for something that looks exactly the same. So you know what, Brentford, fair play. I'll give you, there you go, have one of them. A round of applause, if you will. There you go, have one of them. The only thing that I would say though is if like they have a really bad season and like they get relegated, this is going to be the shirt that they got relegated in. I don't think they will, but just, if something really bad happens. But you want that. I would have, if ever I was going to excuse a team to release a kit the next year, it would be for a newly promoted side who'd never been in the Prem before. Because, last season's kit, that's going to be special for your first season in the Premier League. It's grand. It's a bit drab. It's a bit, wasn't a big fan of it last year. So it's going to be a D for you, Brentford. But I applaud your marketing team, or whatever, the people. I applaud the fact that you just kept it as the same kit. Well done, good job, fair play. However, I'm not going to be so nice about your away kit because Jesus, it's a bit boring, isn't it, lads? Come on, where's the excitement? Where's the panache, the pizzazz, the other words that start with P? It's plain. That's the word we're looking for. Plain. It's a bit dull. It's fun. It's grand for what it is, but like I say, a bit of razzmatazz, especially considering that you're not going to be able to be creative with your home kit this year, so you'd think you would have thrown that into your away kit. But you know what, it's serviceable, it does the job. You'll get a D for it, I guess. All these low grades feels like I'm back in school again, Jesus Christ. Back down to the south coast for Brighton, and you know what I was saying about strike kits being really difficult to kind of do something original with? This I actually really like. It's bloody lovely, this. Would I have put the yellow pinstripe thing down the centre of the kit? Probably not. I would have just kept that for the sort of under the armpit sort of look. But you know what, it's alright. I don't really know what the significance the yellow has, but it's fine. It's a decent enough shade. I like how the this, as much as I don't like having sponsors on kits these days, well, you know, well, that's not true. I mean, if you can have the right sponsor, it'll make a kit. Like, you know, back in day when I was a youngin'. But like, you know, I like how the sort of block where the sponsor is incorporated into the kit. It's not just like a big white splodge plastered on. So I really like that. That's really nice. And I like how the rest of the shirt is just the stripes are incorporated into the design. Really nice. Bloody like it. It's going to be a B for you, Brighton. B for Brighton. There you go. As for the away kit, lads, these were doing so well. Not a fan of like the luminous orange look. It looks like one of those lads that does highway maintenance on the bloody motorway at 3 in the morning, who looks miserable to be there, and you can imagine Brighton are going to look miserable wearing this bloody monstrosity. It reminds me of, like, you know, remember that like Chelsea kit, was it a Chelsea goalkeeper kit in like 2009 or something like that, where like the explicit purpose of it being that colour was to put off opposition attackers? That's what this reminds me of. I mean, I'm all for going back into the past to, you know, get some modern day designs out of it, but that's just, no, you've gone the wrong way there. Well, you're going to get a D for this one. It's just not, it's not great, is it? Back to London we go, to Chelsea. With this, they've only released the home kit, so we're only going to talk about the home kit, because it would be stupid otherwise. Not a fan, no, lads. Set again. I actually checked the price of this because I had a joke ready, so I'm going to do it now. 75 quid. Lads, you don't need the money anymore. That lad bought you, you've got money now. Is there any chance you want to knock like 30, 40 quid off it? Because it's just a plain blue shirt with a really manky collar on it. And I should know a thing or two about manky collars. I went through a V-neck phase a few years ago. We've all had our blind spots. Like, come on now. The sponsor is way too big. It's bloody massive, and there is like a sort of pattern thing on the on the front of the shirt, but the opacity has been turned down a bit too low. Maybe just, you know, either, I don't know. It's just boring, isn't it? Who cares? It's a D. Staying in London with Crystal Bloody Palace, and you know what, lads? I think they've released 3 kits, and low key, I think there are 3 of the best kits that I've seen released this season. Starting with the home kit. Oh, look at it. Bloody look at it. It's class. Like I was just saying there about going back into the past, you know, take inspiration from modern day designs. Macron have taken the wackiness of the 90s and incorporated it into like a sort of modern sort of twist on it, and it looks bloody beautiful. I absolutely love it. My one sort of complaint is that there's a lot, it's a bit busy in the front. Could have done something to break that up a wee bit, but you know what, that's a minor gripe. It's a B for you, Crystal Palace, for this home kit. It's class. As for the away kit, it's even better. I love a white kit, and they've just like a white kit with a splash of vibrant colour like Crystal Palace's colours are down the front. Oh, lads. It should be a thing where you can only wear that kit after 9 o'clock because it is filth. It does remind me a bit of that Calorie shirt from a few seasons ago, like their 100th anniversary one, with that sort of like, it looked like it was coloured, I don't know what did this, you know what colouring in looks like the sort of crayon design. Somebody designed it with a crayon, but it looked really, really good. I really, really liked it. This reminds me of that, same colours and everything. It was made by Macron as well. No, it's brilliant. Look at it. Just look at it. It's an A. It's the first A of the video, and it's gone to Crystal Palace. Who'd have thunk? Swiftly followed by the second A of the video for their third kit, because I don't know which I like better. Do I like the away kit, or do I like the third kit better? Because, oh, it's bloody beautiful, lads. Look at it. I love me a black kit, and again, a vibrant splash of colour on it just makes it. And you compare it to like was it like 2 seasons ago where all their kits were exactly the same design, just like colour swapped? This is perfect because all of their kits look different. They're, oh, I don't need to say anything else. All you have to do is look at it. It's another A for you, Crystal Palace. Moving on to Everton. Now, we all know their season's going to be a disaster, but at least they're going to look all right doing it. This kit's fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. Nice little blue number, nice little white accent pieces on it. Sponsor, again, is way too bloody big, but it's fine. A little splash of colour, a little splash of white to break up the monotony of the blue. Ironically, they will be feeling blue this year. Ah, no one's ever made that reference before. I am a genius. Maybe a little bit of white trim on the bottom of the sleeves wouldn't have gone amiss, but it's fine. Perfectly serviceable kit. It's a C. Well done, Everton. Now, I love me a pink kit, I really do. You look at like Palermo back in the day, Juventus's away kit from a few seasons ago. Even Everton did a pink kit. They've done a few, but the first one I remember them doing was like in 2010, I think. The big Chang sponsor, and it was pink, like they committed to it. And I'm all for that. If you're going to do a pink kit, bloody commit. So I'm a fan, I'm alright with them doing a pink kit. Not a fan of the sort of bluish purple design on it. Like the design itself would be fine if it was just like a darker shade of pink, maybe, to incorporate in. Not a fan really of that. Like I say, the pattern's fine. If it was just a different colour, would have been alright. Or even if you took it out and had the that sort of blue for the sponsor and the badge, grand. It's a C. You get 2 C's, Everton. Good for you. At time of recording, Leeds have only released 1 kit. Cheeky bastards, look at the state of it. They've just taken the 2 kits from last season and like combined them to make this one. But it's a football kit, not a Megazord. I mean, it's fine. Just feels a bit uninspired, really. What are they going to do next year? They've run out of ideas. If they stay in the Prem next year, they're going to have to actually come up with a new kit. I mean, like, you compare this kit to like the 1999 one or something around that era. There's no comparison. Leeds, bloody sort it out. You're getting a D for this kit. Ah, lads, we're rattling through them now. We move on to Leicester, who've only released 1 kit, their home kit, and it's bloody awful. The collar looks like something off one of Elvis's jumpsuits, lads, and to be honest, I'd much rather wear one of them because at least there'd be something to talk about. I mean, I know it can't be easy to do just like a blue shirt, but come on, you employ a whole team of people. This is their job. Come on, get the creative juices flowing. I hate that phrase. I don't like the word juices. I don't know why. It just really puts me off. Dull, uninspired, and bland, much like Leicester's transfer business this season. Actually, no, they haven't done any transfers this season. Is this kit better than the transfer business? By default? Yeah. Oh, grade, it's an E. It's an E. Moving on to the FA Cup and the Carabao / Carling / Worthington Cup / bloody, what was it before that? The Milk Cup? I don't know. Winners Liverpool with their home kit. See, Liverpool, this is what you do. You just get a nice deep red kit and just leave it at that. None of that flashy, unnecessary orange bollocks from last year. Really, what was that? Who needs that? Like, I know I said earlier on that, you know, I don't like simplicity can be a bit drab. But for a team like Liverpool, where it's just a nice, classy, solid, not really nice red, it's a nice shade of red. Maybe a bit, you know, some trims of white wouldn't have gone amiss on it. But it looks really, really nice. Like, you can do a simple kit and make it look like that and make it look, you know, classy and not boring. Is it a bit plain? Maybe. Is it a step up from last season? Yes. It's a C. Oh dear sweet suffering Christ. What can you really say? Lads, what else? What can you say about a kit that makes you look like a tropical fish? Like, if it was just the white shirt with the black trim on it, it would be fine. Perfectly bog standard away kit, but what? Why? What have they done? I mean, it does look a bit like an oil slick, which, you know, would suit Mohamed Salah because he is a slippery character. That's the best joke I've written on this entire thing. It's not going to get any better. You might as well switch it off now. If the sight of that kit wasn't enough to make you close your laptop and run into the streets crying. I'm going to sound like a massive hypocrite halfway through this because I know I keep saying to, you know, take risks and stuff. But this is not the risk you want to be taking. Liverpool, it's I want to love it because it's weird. I can't love it because it's too weird. It's an E for you, Liverpool. I am going to point out at this stage of the video though, because there's probably somebody who is really going to like that Liverpool away kit. We're allowed to like different things. That's the joy of being alive. One of the very few joys of being alive. We can all like different things. Plus, just talking about football kits. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Don't get angry. Just calm down. It's all good. It's fine. Current Premier League champions Manchester City next. You know what? I really wanted to hate this kit, but I can't. It's really nice. I really like it. I'm a sucker for a centralised badge, me, and the Puma being centralised as well. Oh I'll have a bit of that. To be honest, what was initially putting me off this kit was the sort of maroon accents on it, but it's properly grown on me. It has. If I would have made them a little bit thinner around the collar and around the sleeves, maybe, just to have like a flash, not just, you know. But you know what? It's grand. It's absolutely fine. Manchester City, you get a B for me for this kit, and there's no doubt the amount, you know, have Haaland on the back. It's gonna skyrocket, and there's gonna be millions of them kicking about. Their away kit, on the other hand, it reminds me of those jumpers I used to wear as an emo kid around the streets of my hometown. The combination of red and black I really should like, but just this stripy design thing, it's just not, it's not working for me. I'm sorry. Maybe the fact that they've incorporated this yellow into it as well doesn't really help, but it's just, I don't know. I want to like it because it's red and black. You can't really go wrong with that. Kane from back in the day, he was well class and he wore red and black, but I don't think he would wear this, to be honest. It wouldn't have been intimidating. No, it's a C for me. Moving on to their cross-city rivals, the ones that wear red and that. One question, genuinely, who they are for Team Viewer? Does anyone know what they do? Haven't a bloody notion. Again, I feel like this is an instance of trying to recall like a design from the past and bring it into the modern day. It looks fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's perfectly serviceable. The only thing I will say is that stupid collar design thing. It looks like, right, this is a very niche and very silly reference, but it's the only thing that came into my head. So if it looks like this to anyone else, fair play. If it doesn't, then you can just look at me like I'm a mentalist. It looks like, right, did you ever have a Commodore 64 back in the day? Well, before PlayStation and Xbox, and even before the Dreamcast, we had these things called Commodore 64s. The graphics look like absolute crap, but it looks like a tree from a game from a Commodore 64, just a triangle with like some lines through it. That's a crap reference. I'm really sorry, but it's the first thing that popped into my head when I looked at it. We'll move on quickly because I'm just talking bollocks. It's a C. It's a C. As for the away kit, it's the same sort of vibe as the home kit, trying to bring a retro style into the modern day. This one, however, looks a lot better to me because it reminds me of their 1999 away kit, which is one of the best kits that they've ever had. Really, plus it brings up memories of treble and all that they won't stop going on about. Even the collar is much less offensive, although you could have done without this stupid, is it diamonds or dashes on the collar, and they're on the sleeves as well. Take them out and this would have been a lot better. It's the beginnings of something good, so I'll give it a C. Moving on to my club, Newcastle United. They're not my club, obviously, it's the team I support. I don't own Newcastle. If I did, things would be done very bloody differently. Newcastle, I think, are the epitome of if this kit didn't have this sponsor on it, it would be nice. Like if that big fun 8 casino bloody thing wasn't plastered all over it, it would be a perfectly serviceable kit. It's really nice looking, black and white stripes always looks fine, you can't really go wrong with it. But it's just, I don't even mind the blue, like the colour that it is, it's just so offensively big on the front of the shirt, it just ruins it. I mean, like that sponsor is so big it could be seen from the moon if you were turned around the other way. For that reason, it's going to get a C. Now, they don't have an away kit, they do have a third kit, and we're just going to breeze over this because, Jesus, lads. You said one job to prove that you aren't using this as an opportunity to sports wash, and what have you done? You've gone and dropped a bollock, that's what you've done. Now, despite trying, I can't take the politics out of this kit away from it. I know it's only just a football kit, and it really shouldn't matter, but I mean, I wasn't a fan of the ownership that we got, purely because of what goes on in Saudi Arabia for the most part. And it's just a Saudi Arabia kit, lads. It's embarrassing, it's a joke. So for that reason, it's getting an F. Gutted, lads. Plus, what the balls has green got to do with Newcastle anyway? I would love to hear how they try to rationalise this kit. But yeah, it's an F. I think we can all agree that it's an F. Moving on to newly promoted Nottingham Forest. Bloody hell, lads, is it 1999 all over again? I hope not. In complete contrast to what I said about Newcastle's sponsor, Nottingham Forest have done something bloody radical, and I am all for it. A team that is now playing in the Premier League, a league that values cash over anything else in the world. They've gone with a kit with no sponsor on it, and it looks bloody lovely, so it does. Really nice subtle design on the collar and the sleeves is enough to make this kit not just a bland red shirt, and if you stuck a big stupid sponsor on it, it would ruin it entirely. It's a classy, nice, subtle kit. Really nice. It gets a B from me. And they've also done the same on the away kit. No sponsor on the away kit, which we can all agree is a bloody good thing. Although a little bit disappointing in the fact that they've just done what Palace did a few years ago, and they've just kind of colour swapped it a bit. It looks alright. Yellow and blue never looks bad together. Maybe, again, I wouldn't have minded some originality. A little bit more originality, I should say. But you know what? It looks nice enough that they get away with it. So you're going to get a C for your away kit, Nottingham Forest. Moving back down to the south coast with Southampton, they have released a home and away kit. And you know what, lads? You know what I said about Palaces being the best ones? I think Southampton might be tied with them. This home kit is an absolute bloody stunner. I think we're all in agreement that the sort of Ajax PSG centre stripe sort of design always looks class, and the fact that Southampton have done that this year, oh, it looks really nice. I would have thought they would have gone the other way around, with the red being the prominent colour of the shirt instead of the white, and then have the white inside the stripe. But I love the fact they've done it the other way around, and there's like a subtle spider web, sort of frosted glass design on the white parts of the shirt to break up the monotony of having it just a plain white shirt, and it looks beautiful. It's bloody lovely. Southampton, you're getting an A for. Oh, that's really nice. What have I done there? That's just. Sorry, you didn't need to hear that. First time I saw their away kit though, I thought that's mental, that's ridiculous. But the more I look at it, the more I think that's class, and I really like it. Again, it screams like a third shirt, you know, like the kind of wacky shirt you'll only see like twice a year, so you can afford to go a bit mental with it. But the fact they've taken this as this is going to be their away shirt is a massive gamble that I personally think has paid off hugely. Like, it's different enough without looking garish or like different for the sake of looking different, like that Liverpool monstrosity from earlier on. I think it's brilliant. I really do. It's going to be a B. We go back up to London. Christ, we're going up to London a lot. Spurs. Right. Why do you insist on this stupid bloody yellow, this highlighter yellow, sticking it in all your kits? It looks crap. Stop it. Again, I realise there's not an awful lot you can do with a white kit, but again, I'm going to recall a kit from the past that Tottenham had. It looked really bloody nice. When was it? I have it written down. The 2001-2 shirt. Look at that. Look how lovely that is in comparison to this bloody heap of, I'll not say that word, this load of nonsense. Don't like it, really. It would be fine, just take the yellow out, and it's a perfectly serviceable Spurs shirt. It's getting a D. This, however, there is no way that you can make this look in any way good. Even if you took out the stupid yellow accents, it still looks crap. It would appear that Tottenham have released a training shirt, and they've put the wrong title on it. They say this is an away shirt. This is not an away shirt. This is awful. This is crap, this. Like I say, the yellow accents don't help it, but what else could you have done? Even if you take them out, it's going to look bloody terrible. It's going to be a D for you, Tottenham. It's sort it out, really. That's just, I don't understand what this is meant to be. On to our penultimate team now, and it is West Ham and Sea Villa. This is how you do a twist on a claret and blue shirt. The details on the sleeves break up the shirt without being massively overpowering and getting in the way of the claret and blue theme, but you still know it's a West Ham United shirt, mainly because there's a West Ham United badge on it. I really like this shirt. I think it's an absolute cracker, and it's going to get a B from me, which I'm sure means a lot to you, West Ham. Much like Palace's third kit, a black kit with a splash of colour on it, I'm all for. On West Ham, you have this, I think, looks absolutely stunning. Having these sort of vibrant colours that aren't like, you know, the highlighter yellow that we talked about for Spurs, that aren't in your face, but they stand out really nicely against the contrast of an all black shirt. I love it. I think it looks brilliant. It's not overpowering in any way, but it stands out enough to really catch your attention. I think it's beautiful, and it's going to get an A from me. And finally, we move on to Wolves. Now, we all know that nothing's ever going to come close to that iconic Doritos shirt from, was it 2002? I just remember Paul Ince being in it, and Henri Camara, and them lads. And despite being released over 20 years ago, people are still talking about that kit. And no one's going to be talking about this kit this time next bloody season. Really bland, really just generic looking. Who's Astro Pay? Don't know what they do. If you're going to have a sponsor that has a different sort of colour in it than what your main colours are, I would try and incorporate your colours into that logo to try and make it blend in a little bit more. If that red was black, might not look as bad. It's fine, it's grand, I'll give it a D. Jesus lads, look at the size of that sleeve sponsor, it's bigger than the one on the chest. Christ alive. That sleeve sponsor's ruined, but it's actually quite a nice shirt, I reckon. The unusual sort of geometric pattern with the sort of goldy orange on that sort of teal, are we going to call it teal shirt, works really nicely. It shouldn't work, but it does work really nicely. But that stupid sponsor. Again, sponsors ruining kits. Let's get a campaign to get sponsors off kits, please. I'll give you a C. Why not? Just get rid of that stupid sponsor. So there we are. Every Premier League kit that's been released thus far this season, given an arbitrary grade like it means anything at all. As I said about halfway through the video, what I like isn't necessarily going to be what you like. We all have different tastes. That's the joys of being a human being. And I want to say I've not given these teams these grades on account of who the team is, as you can tell by the fact I've given my own team one of the only Fs of the thing, if not the only F. So there you go, you can't use that argument against me. Let me know in the comment section below, do you agree with my gradings? You probably won't, because we're all different, as I say, and that's absolutely fine. Also, let me know in the comment section what your favourite shirt and what your least favourite shirt for the Premier League that's been released this season is. If you did enjoy this video, do remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, please. Really helps us out on the channel. And this is a bit different from what we usually do. Usually we do video essays, we do documentaries, that sort of stuff. But there's a veritable smorgasbord of stuff on the channel from back in the day that hopefully will be to your liking. Check it out if you've got a spare hour or 2 or 3, please. But once again, thank you all so much for watching. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you as always in the next one.